Has something ever happened to you and you was just like, wow, that's like a crazy coincidence? And as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that nothing is really a coincidence. Like everything happens for a reason. And I know that God speaks in many different ways. Like, for instance, earlier today, it first started with a phone conversation that I had with someone. I was just like, I saw this vision of you and you was wearing red, and I saw you like in a hotel, and you had on like this gold watch and these blue jeans. And I said, I don't really know what it means, but I just know I saw you there, like that. So how about uh later in the day, I was just strolling on Facebook, and this video came up, and it was actually in a hotel, but the people that was in the video had on red shirts with blue jeans. And I know that that was basically like a message from God letting me know, like, hey, you need to pay attention to this. You see what I'm saying? And so I watched the video, and not saying that what happened in the video could necessarily happen to me or someone else. It just kind of is an eye opener. So what happened in the video was, it was a girl. She went to a hotel with a man, and the man was in some type of witchcraft, and he ended up turning her into a snake. And I don't necessarily look at it like a physical thing that can happen, but the Bible also says that blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, because his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in his word does he meditate day and night. So, God, the reason why he doesn't want us to be around people that are not saved or of a different belief, because he knows that basically those people can eventually turn you into a snake. You see what I'm saying? Like the Bible says that evil communications corrupts good manner. You see what I'm saying? So when you're around someone and you spending all of this time talking to this person, or spending time with someone that you know that is against what you know is right, then you're opening yourself up to whatever is attached to them. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times God will speak even through reels, even through this video. God will speak to us and give us insight on what's going on, so 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 we'll know how to make a change. Cuz a lot of times, like, we can sit up and continue in that thing, and then one day we'll look up and say, dang, how did I get here? And we have to realize that, God can't force our hand and stuff. He can only try to lead us in the right direction. You see what I'm saying? So let's be mindful of everything that we see, even down to the small things. Nothing is a coincidence. You see what I'm saying? Nothing that you sense, nothing that you feel is a coincidence. Like, you need to pay attention to every little thing, your dreams, um, your feelings, your 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 gut instincts, all of that. Pay attention to those things, because those things are there to lead you and guide you. You know, that's the way God speaks through us, through symbols, through messages online, messages from people. You see what I'm saying? Just even showing you someone else's life and what happened in their life. Sometimes you can also learn from the things that other people have gone through. You don't have to always go through situations personally to be able to learn from those situations. You see what I'm saying? So, I pray that we can learn each and every day to heed what God is trying to tell us, to be more sensitive to His voice. Because in that sensitivity, we can actually have freedom. In that sensitivity, we can finally get the freedom that we've been looking for. You see what I'm saying? But we have to know where our help comes from. And, let's not think that, we're going to just get somewhere overnight. It takes time. It takes you building that muscle and that endurance to continue to stay away from the wrong things. You see what I'm saying? But I say it like this: as long as you're striving to do better and you're surrounding yourself with better people and um, feeding yourself positive things. Like I told somebody the other day, she actually works as a nurse, and she told me how much she has to like pour out continuously and help others and be there for her grandmother that's elderly and stuff like that. And meanwhile, she's still grieving from her mom passing. And I told her, I said, look, you can pour out and pour out and pour out, but you have to also make sure that someone is pouring into you, right? You have to make sure that you're spending time uh, resting, and resting in God's presence, resting in peace. Don't let so much be taken from you all the time to where you never build yourself up. Build yourself up in worship to God. Build yourself up in prayer. Build yourself up in time just quiet to yourself, listening to some soft music. If you wondering about the music that's playing in the background, that's Daffy T Keys from YouTube. I also like to listen to like ocean sounds and stuff like that. Just stuff that's just calming. See what I'm saying? So yeah, let's just be mindful of those things and let's not ignore red flags. You see what I'm saying? Because there's so much going on in this world. It's so much wickedness that you cannot negate anything. you can't, you can't negate anything nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You can't just assume all the time. And I know sometimes one of the things I see about myself that's also like a gift and a curse. I always see the good in people. Even if this person is a mass murderer, I can see the good in that person. I can see where that person is hurting. I can see where the source of the pain comes from. So it's kind of challenging for me sometimes to know when to step away from a person. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're naturally a person that's empath and you want to help someone to be better, even if you're hurting yourself in the meantime, you're a helper and you're trying to give and you're trying to help someone else to make it. Sometimes we have to know when to step away, and we have to pray and ask God to intervene. You see what I'm saying? And you know, we got to learn how to step away and pray for people. You see what I'm saying? And let stuff go. And so, if this was a message that you feel like hit home for you, let me know down in the comments. And you can also subscribe to my channel. I have a Divine Mindset Connections on Facebook where you can actually join the group. If you're watching me from YouTube, subscribe, like, share. If you're watching me from TikTok, it's also a subscription on there. Y'all, let's connect and let's find our tribe, because we're a lot stronger when we're connected. We're a lot stronger when we know we have a community that's like us, because when you're different, when God has chosen you to make a difference, sometimes it can be challenging. Sometimes you can feel isolated. Sometimes you can feel like no one understands you. Sometimes you can feel like you're just unheard. But that's not true. You just have to get around people that understand you, right? So, my prayer is that we can connect with one another and that we can see God do amazing things in our lives.